going on, everybody, and welcome back to TCG Madness. It is Monday, June 9th, and it is time for another Monday market video. And yeah, we're returning to Pokemon yet again because Pokemon just seems to be chugging along, all sorts of cards, a lot of volatility in the market right now, and all good signs, by the way, too. A lot of cards trending down, so I'm very excited to get into this video today. If you are new, how this kind of works is we're taking a look at the single Pokemon market, and for the first half of this video, I'm going to show you guys cards that are trending down with one card of the pick of the litter, basically, which I call the golden pick. There's a lot of cards that are trending down right now, so we're going to get into a lot of information here, but there's one card in particular that I have my golden pick that if out of all the cards you were to pick one card and buy that card, this is the card I would pick. That's going to be in this first half of the video. Second half of the video, we'll show you some cards that are trending up, and also too, please do me the big favor right now. Hit the like button. If you're new, consider hitting that subscribe button. Don't forget to also hit that notification bell so you guys never miss when I drop a video. Next week's Monday market video, we'll be returning to One Piece, and we're going to be going over some One Piece raw cards as well. So again, if you're in the, listen, if you just really like cardboard collecting and shiny cardboard, you're at the right channel. This is a channel dedicated to all things TCG related, so you are at the right channel. If for no other reason, just hit the like button. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into it because there's a lot of information to get into, so we're going to go through this as quickly as I can. Kicking things off, we have Latios from Surging Sparks. 3 months ago, this card was trending at 41.65 and now most recently sold at 24.37. That's a 41% decrease. That's something you'll notice too. Heavy decrease right now. I'm talking 40, 50, 60%, all things that you love to see if you're a collector. The sealed market and the scalpers and rip and shippers, there's nothing we can do about that one. So if you want to beat that market, buy the singles right now, buy the raw cards. That's just basically what I can tell you. Next up, Persian from Shrouded Fable, a card that's I would heavily take a look at, but 3 months ago, 52.22, and then now most recently sold at 41.97, 19% decrease. I do expect this card to continue to drop, especially with Destined Rivals out. For the golden pick, so we're going to get into this very early. The golden pick is this card right here. This is Groudon from Paradox Rift. This card got hit, and it got hit hard too. So this card right here is my golden pick, and I'm going to get into some numbers of why it's my golden pick. Now, it's my golden pick because it's, first of all, it's the chase card of the set. So it's not often that chase cards of a set have a heavy hit on the decreasing or on the percentage wise. So right now, definitely take a look at this card. But you'll also see through the numbers, right? 3 months ago, this card was selling at $98 and it did peak over 100, but it was selling 98, 68 3 months ago, and now most recently sold at 74.66, 24% decrease. If you take a look at over the course of 1 year, 1 year ago, this card was selling at 55.19. It is still holding pretty good over the course of 1 year at 72.85, but at the peak right there was 109.18. So in just from from June of 24 all the way till right around January, we hit 97% increase, and now we are currently down. What we say we were down? We're down by 23%. The reason why it's my golden pick is a couple of reasons. Number one, Paradox Rift is also another set like Obsidian Flames. It is starting to get looked at to where people are starting to view it as a more positive set. That was not the case probably 6, 7, 8, 9 months ago. Second, chase cards, also very good. Legendary Pokemon, also very good. Artwork is just A+ on this card. And we also have a card that did peak over $100 and now is under $100. Now, the lowest was $55, and now we're kind of hovering around that $75, $12. It peaked at $109, right? If you take a look at PSA 9s, I'll throw up some photos there. On eBay, PSA 9, this card is selling around like $85. Skip the middleman, buy it as a PSA 9. That's what I would do. Or if you really just aren't into the greatest stuff and you just want to buy some raw cards, I would definitely be buying copies of this card. I do think this card will have a significant rebound at some point next year. I definitely think this is a card that should be heavily looked at right now. I don't think it's going to get down to that $55 range. I wouldn't shock me though to see it hover around the $65, $69, maybe $70 range. I don't know if it will go as low as, like, right now it's sitting at $75.12. Will it go lower? Perhaps. Will it go lower than 65? I personally doubt it. I would be shocked if it does. I would definitely take a look at this card. Of all the cards I'm going to show you, this is my golden pick. Under $100 right now. Currently under 80, but PSA 9s are selling around $85. That's insane. Take a look at that, you guys. There's something going on with the PSA 9s that I'm going to make a video later this week that'll be dropping, so make sure you stay tuned to that. But Groudon Paradox Rift is my golden pick of this lot. Moving on, we have Enzorak EX from Journey Together. Again, Journey Together, another set that's having a heavy decrease. So when the set first dropped, of course, $220, but when the set, really came out, we're kind of looking at like $109. You guys can see 29 of them did sell right there, and now most recently selling at $79.06, 64% decrease. There's that decrease I was talking about. Pretty good right there. Lavatar from Obsidian Flames 3 months ago, $579, and now most recently selling at $370, 36% decrease for all you penny pinchers out there. Pretty good card to take a look at. Pyroar from Paldea Evolved 3 months ago, $1370, and now most recently selling at $883, 35% decrease. Zapdos from Scarlet and Violet 151. This card was almost my golden pick, but I want to see a little more of it on the decreasing side. Speaking of 151, I'm very high on 151. A lot of cards from Pokemon 151 are seeing a decrease. That's because it has been announced that they're getting more and more reprints of 151. I do think, and I'm going to stick to my guns on this one, I do think Scarlet and Violet 151 will have the same effect as Evolving Skies. At some point, when they announce that they are no longer printing 151, you are going to see every single card skyrocket to the point it looks just like Evolving Skies. Mark my word on that one. So Zapdos, Scarlet and Violet 151. 3 months ago, this card was selling at $60.66, and now most recently selling at $50.91. We're almost under $50. Now, the reason why it's not my golden pick is because I want to see this card hit around this. If it hits this mark again, 38 and 5 cents, I will put it as my golden pick at some point. But for right now, we're not quite there yet. So it did peak at $69. So that's why the peak versus where it's at versus its lowest doesn't quite add up for me to be my golden pick. I like to really get the most bang for my buck, especially if I'm giving that information to you guys. That's why Groudon was. But Zapdos, pretty good card there. Speaking of 151, we got a lot of cards here now. Charizard EX from 151 3 months ago. This card was selling at $269, and now under $200, $199.11, 26% decrease. And you guys can see right here, it's continuing to go down, so that's a good sign. Giovanni's Charisma. This card, I think, will continue to drop because of Destined Rivals, but 3 months ago, $21.41, and now most recently selling at $12.93, 39% decrease. Pikachu from 151. 3 months ago, $44.35, and now most recently selling at $25.34, 42% decrease. Bulbasaur from 151. A lot of cards, man, hitting the decline on 151. Again, pick these cards up while you can, because when they do announce it, and they will announce that they're not printing this set anymore, all these cards are going to skyrocket, I promise you. 3 months ago, $52.25, and now most recently, $32.70. And comment down below if you agree or disagree. Maybe you think I'm wrong. If you think so, let me know why. Charmander from 151. $57.92, and now most recently selling at $43.13, 25% decrease. And you guys can see it's all of the evolution chain, the main OG evolution chain, the Gen 1. Gen 1 is always going to be favored heavily to the fans like myself that lived through it, that played it on the Game Boy. So again, at some point, I do expect these cards to start skyrocketing. Squirtle 151 3 months ago, $54.95, and now most recently selling under $40, $38.87, 29% decrease. Caterpie from 151, another fan favorite. Beautiful looking card, by the way. Love this card. 3 months ago, $13.29, and now most recently, $7. It's a 47% decrease. Now, for the next couple of cards here, these are some of the cards from Destined Rival. Now, Destined Rival all across the board is just pretty much dropping. That's because, you know, the pre-sale, the hype peak cards, they're always going to have like their skyrocketing high prices, and then eventually it just starts crashing down. I picked 4 cards that I really think that are kind of going to plateau right around this level, except for one of them I will talk a little bit more in detail. But kicking things off, we have Misty Psyduck from Destined Rival. Again, pre-sale prices, $86.36, and now most recently selling at $53.87. That's a 43% decrease. I do expect this card to plateau right around $40, maybe even $45. But you guys can see what recently sold was $53, and you guys can already see it's kind of already back up a little bit, so it's going to sell at a higher point. So maybe this card doesn't drop anymore. Maybe it just sits right there around the $55, $60 range. Misty's Lapras. When the pre-sale prices were $74.33, and now most recently $29.85, 60% decrease, and you guys can see holding pretty steadily right there. I do expect this card to hover right around that $20 range. Team Rocket's Weezing. Now, this is a card that I think they missed on. That should have been James right there, not a Team Rocket, like Common Thug, right? That should have been James from Jesse and James. Team Rockets right there. Really missed opportunity for this card. If that was James sitting there instead of this, I do think this card would be in the $15 to $19, $20 range. But missed opportunity there. So we have Team Rocket's Weezing. Still a good looking card. From Destined Rival, pre-sale prices, $15.52, and now most recently, $10.93. And you guys can see where it's currently sitting at, so it's holding still. I do expect this card to hit at some point the $6 range, because this set, I do expect Destined Rivals to be reprinted for the next, like, years, honestly. I think for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, this set will be reprinted time and time again, which it should be, by the way. And then last but not least, we have Team Rocket's Meow from Destined Rivals. Pre-sale prices was $58.64 and now most recently selling at $29.57. That's a 51% decrease, and I do expect this card to hit that $20 range as well. Those are all the cards that are trending down. Let me know what your favorite one was, and let me know how you guys feel about the golden pick of the lot. Now, let's go ahead and flip the script and go ahead and show you some cards that are trending up. All right, so we showed you cards trending down. Now, show you guys some cards that are trending up, and fortunately there's not a lot of them, which is a good thing, unless of course you go back from like 2016 all the way down. There's plenty of cards there you can take a look at, but I really wanted to just focus in on a couple of things here, and I do have a golden pick for cards that are trending up. This is a card that even though it's trending up, I would still pay top dollar today for this card. So let's go ahead and get right into it. The only card from Destined Rivals, Team Rocket's Mewtwo EX, the only card from Destined Rivals that has shown any kind of positive upward movement. Pre-sale prices were $366, most recently sold at $378, only 3% increase, and you guys can see that card will continue to climb upwards just a little bit. This card, will we ever see it drop down to like 300, 200? Probably not. This will probably be the most sought after card for many, many, many years, especially with the PSA 10, I think, dropped, and I think it sold for, correct me if I'm wrong here, maybe $2,500, something like that. So this card is just going to see a heavy upward trend. Next up on the list, we have Umbreon GX Full Art from Sun and Moon base set. 6 months ago, this card was selling at $21.69, most recently selling at $71.48. It's a 229% increase. A lot of those old cards from the base set, and you guys can see directly from TCG, it's only going to cost you $57.98, so maybe this is a card you want to hop on. Moving on, Sun and Moon Cosmic Clips, Vileplume, the full art with Vileplume just chilling there with Erica. It's a beautiful looking card, by the way, really nice. 3 months ago, this card would have costed you $53.90, and now most recently selling at $74.46, 38% increase. Pikachu from Sun and Moon Cosmic Eclipse, 3 months ago, this card was selling at $71.59, and most recently selling at $77.20, 7% increase. So that's another nice card there. Professor Oak Setup, I do think these trainer cards at some point will see a heavy increase in pricing, so keep an eye out for some of these cards as well. Professor Oak Setup, Sun and Moon Eclipse, $42.77 was 3 months ago, and now most recently selling at $63.35. That's a 48% increase. We have Kahili Full Art from Sun and Moon Lost Thunder. 3 months ago, this card is selling at $31.77 and most recently sold at $35.77, only 17% increase. Another card that I do think, I think some of these trainer cards are absolutely beautiful, the full art ones. I do expect them to just kind of make a rebound and have a very high impact on the market at some point. And for my golden pick for cards that are trending up, we have Professor Elm's Lecture. This is the full art card from Sun and Moon Lost Thunder. The reason why this card is my golden pick for cards that are trending up is just because we have all 3 base of Gen 2 in one card right here. And correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think there's any other card out there that actually has all 3 of them in one photo. So on a card right there, Professor Elm, and we have all 3. We have Totodile, Chikorita, and Cyndaquil all sitting right there. Gen 2 does not get enough love in my opinion, and I do think at some point when they reissue gold and silver for like the Nintendo Switch or something like that, whenever it gets a remake, because it will, because all of them do, I expect this card to just have an heavy impact and rebound and skyrocket it past $100. Right now, 3 months ago, you could have picked this card up for $71.42, and most recently selling is $83.09. That is still very good for a card that I do expect to cross the $100 range, especially just because as years go on, these cards are just going to keep going up and up and up, because eventually they will be seen as vintage cards. It's still an 18% increase. If you take a look over the course of 1 year, this card has always been holding around $55. That's a good sign right there. And again, it's just look at this 1 year track. It's just slowly climbing up. Pick this card up while you guys can, while it's under $100. Grade it, slab it up, or skip the middleman, find PSA 9s and 10s in this. This is my golden pick for cards that are trending up. Now, Iono, Paldean Fates. I'm very heavy on these trainer cards because I'm starting to see a little bit of this trend right now. 6 months ago, $20.08. Most recently sold $37.15, 68% increase. And you can see it's kind of holding right there at that $34, $35 range. These trainer cards, I do expect to just, for whatever reason, just start skyrocketing out of nowhere, just because people all of a sudden find that they like them again. You know, sometimes that's just how it goes. Right now, the heavy focus is on illustration and special illustration arts. That's kind of where the focus is right now. And that's for the Pokemon cards, right? At some point, these special illustration cards will be heavily favored for the trainers. Maybe waifus, for some reason, become popular again in Pokemon. Wouldn't be the first time, definitely won't be the last. Next up, we have Riolu from Scarlet and Violet base set. 6 months ago, this card was selling at $12.78 and now most recently selling at $21.83, 77% increase. Mouthhold from Paldea Evolved 3 months ago, $29.70 and now most recently selling at $32.72, 10% increase. Terran from Twilight Masquerade 6 months ago, $55.66 and now most recently selling at $92.58. And last but not least, Gardevoir EX from Paldea Fates. 6 months ago, $63.42 and most recently selling at $74.53, 17% increase. That's pretty much all I can find for modern cards that sets that pretty much come out in the last couple of years. So that's a good sign right there that not all of them again are skyrocketing. That's going to do it for this video. I hope you found this information useful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And also, too, make sure you comment down below how you guys feeling about the golden picks and how you feeling about the current state of the Pokemon market. Let me know all your thoughts down below, and make sure you check out some of my other content. Like it, subscribe, share it. You guys kind of know the drill. I appreciate every single one of you for watching. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I'll see you guys next time.